Hello everyone, I'm Glenn Scattergood and this is my presentation over Corpora for ESP classes. In this presentation, I wanted to address 4 key points I got from the chapter. The first point will address what a corpus is. Next, I will talk about what a corpus can give us as teachers and instructors. Then I will address what we need to consider when making a corpus. And finally, I will talk about what students can gain from using a corpus. First, I wanted to give Sinclair's definition of corpora as cited by Woodrow. A corpus is defined as a collection of pieces of language text in electronic form, selected according to external criteria to represent, as far as possible, a language or language variety as a source of data for linguistic research. But Woodrow also notes that a corpus does not necessarily have to be electronic. She also notes that there are 2 types of corpora, and these can either be very specific, like in the field of nursing, or more general, like general academic English. Some examples were provided of different types of current corpora. Some were free, while others are not available to the public or need a fee to access. There is a list of specific examples in Chapter 15. There are also 2 types of corpus investigations, corpus-based or corpus-driven. Corpus-based investigations look to confirm a view about language by analyzation. Corpus-driven investigations are more exploratory and simply want to make discoveries about a type of language. Corpora can affect course design in a few ways, like focusing classes and instruction on a few key areas, like emails for business students, and what order the material should be introduced. A corpus can provide some extremely useful information. First, it can give us a base of keywords that would be considered essential for a language field or area, and the context in which those words are used, by analyzing text from that given field. This can be textbooks or teacher or student created text. Corpora can also highlight key phrases as well. These words could be turned into word list of varying quantity that could be used by both the teacher and the student. This would be especially useful if the words can be ranked by frequency. It can provide useful collocations or words that are often paired with other words or word groups like academic with other words like research or journal. This information could also be turned into word clusters, which show all the keywords and show the most frequent words as the largest, and the others get progressively smaller as they become less frequent. It's important to remember a few things when creating a corpus. First, we should know that there are already many kinds of corpora already available, and that a lot of information can be easily shared, especially in more general areas like business or academic English. However, some more specific areas will be more difficult, like medical English. A couple of factors to consider is the information considered private or restricted? Or is the information or text we are trying to draw from protected by copyright? Some of the information we will receive from a corpus will have its meaning lost due to a lack or loss of context in which those words are used or presented. We can try to limit or combat this in a few ways. First, we can produce simulations, hopefully with experts of that field, to make the language as accurate and valid as possible. We can try to provide documentation to give the language context, like providing the demographics of who uses the language and the purpose in which the language was used. Annotation is identifying and tagging grammatical or semantic categories and stylistic patterns. There are a few ways students can utilize a corpus. First, we can give the students the information we have gathered for ourselves, like the word lists or collocations, which they can review and refer to. Students could also analyze the language used by the experts of that field and even compare that to the language used by other unexperienced speakers and writers. Or they could compare their own language use to these experts or with other professional writing examples or publications. Learners could try to analyze the collocations themselves to try and identify patterns and pairings, or even try and create their own corpora. My question to you is, in the field you've chosen for your project this semester, how would you try to find the data to input into a corpus? And what would you do with the information you've obtained from it? Good luck to all of you with the rest of the semester, and I look forward to reading everyone's thoughts on this and Jeff's topic.